But tonight, I wanted to invite Joe up, Joe MacGown. He does the ink drawings, these magnificent ink drawings. He has one in this room and two in the other room, and I'd like for him to discuss it.
Well, she took all the good stuff about the movement, I was going to say.
It's always good to be the first speaker.
Yes, it is. But I would say that this is one of these things that started online on a art, an online art community. It's called DeviantArt. Artists, there's millions of artists on there, and it all gets lost. But some of us kind of get together, and meet each other online, and we have similar ideas or styles, So we form little subgroups. And this is one of those. They usually don't amount to anything, It's a way, cool. We have little pictures in each other's folders, and we're friends, like Facebook art friends. It's kind of creepy. But in this case, we some of the guys, the original guys, decided to form a movement and actually write down some ideas in the manifesto. I wasn't involved with writing a manifesto, but they invited me to be part of the group, and I'm like, well, it sounds good. I didn't know if I fit in. Some of this stuff is radically lots of movement, lots of energy, like these, there's this crazy movement. I mean, mine there's movement, but it's almost contained, ready to burst out in a different way. But it's still energetic. I don't know if you can feel that. I work during the day as an entomologist. I got a couple of coworkers here, and we see stuff in nature all the time. We're looking through a microscope. We're out in the field, grubbing around like little kids. We're seeing movement. We're seeing, all the time. And that's how I see things. My dad was an entomologist. When I was 4 years old, I was looking through a microscope. I was out catching wasps. And then also I was reading science fiction since I can remember. So it all comes out in here. And I listen to crazy music, and when I draw, I'm very energetic. I'm more energetic than any of the artwork in here. When I draw, people think I'm patient. I'm not patient at all. I'm real hyper, you can probably tell. I get up there, man, I'm drawing. I'm crazy. I'm like, I don't even think. I don't think when I draw. I throw color. If I do something with color, I throw color on there. There might be 20, 30 layers of ink washes on here. And then I got layers and layers of a fine tip pen I'm using. And this picture here, for example, probably took, over 300 hours. That's a long time, man. That's, and I don't even know how I have time to do that. I have a job, sort of. And I even coach cross country at high school. So, we got to mow the lawn, So I'm pretty manic, I'm pretty manic. I'm physically, like, sometimes I'll be standing up, I'll be listening to, well, this is called manic depression. It's not because I'm really manic, depressive. It's because I started drawing this when I had Jimi Hendrix on. It's like, I like that, I like that kind of stuff, So I'm jumping around, I'm getting hyper, I got to do push-ups and come back, and I'll work on 20 different things at the same time, come back and forth at once. So it might take a year or two, who knows? I don't remember. But you get the idea. But anyway, this was one of these good movements. We got together, and the guys are like, well, let's have some shows. So let's have a show. We got people that are near galleries, they're involved with galleries. So the first guy's like, well, we'll have one in my town. So then they're like, well, there's primary members in the group. They decided, let's all of us try to have a show in our area so people can see what we're doing. It's not about selling our work. It's about, getting to see some different artwork. Mississippi, there's great art coming out of here, great music, but this is something a little different. Hopefully you can appreciate it. But these are people that are, some of them are well known. This is a small representation of what our group does. There's like 100 artists, she said, all over the world. These are like 21 artists involved here. Every show is different. This was a different one. Most of them have a theme. In this particular show, we decided, let's just, run the range, and we can put basically whatever we want in this show. Usually some of the themes are more happy, some are darker. This one shows a nice range. That's why they call it the energy art spectrum. It's a nice spectrum of our different talents and ideas. But, the other 80 plus people in the group are equally as talented or more so, Some of these people, I have books of art, of their art on my coffee table. This is pretty cool to be in shows with these type of people. The guy in Australia in here I believe these were reproductions he sent here due to whatever. He probably had his others in another show, who knows where. But, they're $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 pieces of artwork, It's crazy, I mean, mine isn't cheap. You know, you're welcome to buy it. But it's an amazing group, and we've had, like she said, this is our 5th show. I mean, the last one was in an amazing gallery in Russia, and you know, that sounds good. I didn't get to go. I can't even pronounce the name of the city it was in. But the pictures are nice.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, see
good
there.
looking women watching the paintings.
Yeah, I mean, when women are watching paintings, that's got to be good, right?
Exactly.
She's right.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, anyway, I don't have a lot more to say. She said all the good stuff, like I mentioned. But it's a great group to be in. You know, we feed off each other, you know, and who knows where it'll go. You know, we'll probably do a book at some point. So, you know, this isn't the only online group I'm involved with, and several others we've done books, and we've had other shows, but this is one of the ones that's worked out the best, so I'm pretty pleased to be a part of it. And I'm glad everybody made it to the show. If you have any questions, you can ask me now or later.
Hey, Joe,
Yo.
I got one.
Yes.
Where do you start? I mean, middle, side, end, where do you
It
start?
doesn't really matter where I start because I don't really think. I'm not a thinker. I'm like it's just like flowing out. In this case, because it was all a bunch of random applications of colors and various methods applied in different methods, you know, I think I actually started kind of centered here, but then I jumped over here and I jumped over here, and then I'm like, oh, I need to fill in the negative space with something, so then I work. It doesn't matter where you start. If you just get one spot, you look at the negative space, you see that needs that, you need this, you need to complement it with this, so everything works around each other. Like, when I look at you people here, I don't really see people. I see things in between you or things crawling over you. And, you know, it's the same way. Yeah, you're welcome. So does that help? I don't know. It doesn't really matter, though.
Everybody has a starting
Yeah.
point. I just wondered.
This one was in the middle, though.
Okay.
Yeah. Crab lady.
Yeah. I know you see creepy crawly things, that's why I do it. So I read somewhere, I don't know if it was on the website or not, that one of these was inspired, you were doing an album cover or something?
Oh, the little one in the other room there, 9 Spheres of Enlightenment.
Okay.
That wasn't, no, that was there's this group that does compilation CDs, and they actually asked me to do a CD cover for their, and it's basically, they called it dark psychedelic forest trance music or something. I don't know what that means, but it sounded like something I could do. Yeah.
And they felt.
So they said, do whatever you want. We like your artwork. So I said I wasn't gonna. I don't really like to do stuff for people. I don't like you to say I want you to draw a picture of my dog. I don't want to do that. So it was just a random. I just came up with some stuff. I started thinking about forests and leaves and plants, and took some pictures and started thinking about, I don't know, some different compositions. And it was really a different kind of picture for me. But they liked it. I even came up with the name of the picture they ended up using for their CD. You know, and they ended up cutting the bands down to 9. They had like 11 or 10, you know, and they're like, well, we'll put them on the next one. So that worked out really well. But that's why I was thinking about. All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.